when he deserves your silence. Hey beautiful, welcome back to For Every Woman XO. Today we're talking about something that takes a different kind of strength. Knowing when to go silent. Not out of pride. Not to manipulate, but because he no longer deserves your energy, your explanations, or your voice. Here we believe in fixing things. We value growth and communication, but there are moments when silence says it all. This video is for every woman who's ever been ignored, disrespected, or played with. Sometimes, your silence is your loudest answer. Let's talk about it. Let me start by saying this. Silence is not weakness. We live in a world that glorifies reacting. Proving your point, clapping back, texting long paragraphs, fighting for someone to understand you. But here's the truth. If someone has already decided not to value your words, giving them more only drains you. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Let's break it down. When exactly does he deserve your silence? Here are some clear moments. 1. When he constantly dismisses your feelings. You know that feeling when you're trying to express something. Maybe you say, "That hurt me," or "I didn't feel heard." And instead of listening, he brushes it off. He says you're being dramatic, or too emotional. Or worse, he turns the whole thing around and makes you the problem. When that happens consistently, that's not miscommunication, that's dismissal. And darling, a man who dismisses your voice doesn't deserve your words. You don't need to keep explaining basic emotional respect. Silence, in this case, is not punishment, it's protection. You're saying, if you can't value my feelings, you don't get access to them. 2. When he knows he's hurting you and keeps doing it. This one cuts deep, because we've all been in situations where we gave someone the benefit of the doubt. We assumed, maybe he doesn't know better. Maybe he didn't mean it. So we try again. We talk, we cry, we explain. And he nods, acts like he gets it, promises to do better, but then he does it again. And again. And at some point you have to realize it's not that he doesn't know. It's that he doesn't care enough to stop. Your silence here says, I'm done repeating myself to someone who's comfortable with my pain. You are not asking anymore, you are stepping away. 3. When the conversations are going in circles. You've had the same conversation 5 times. Maybe even 15. And every time it ends the same. He deflects. He promises. He disappears. He comes back and acts like nothing happened. This cycle is exhausting. You're emotionally drained, mentally confused, and stuck in a loop where nothing ever really changes. This is when silence becomes clarity. You don't owe another paragraph, another late-night phone call, or another cry session. Silence says, you know what I need. I'm done reminding you. And the truth is, if someone really values you, they'll get it without you having to scream. 4. When he's playing games to get a reaction. Some men thrive on emotional drama, not because they care, but because they want control. They might ignore you on purpose, post things online just to provoke you, withdraw affection to make you chase them. This is emotional manipulation. And the moment you start chasing, explaining, reacting, you feed that game. The best move in this situation? Silence. No reaction, no long message, no subtweets. You disappear from the stage and let him perform to an empty audience. Eventually, the game becomes boring when you stop playing. Your silence here says, I don't dance for breadcrumbs anymore. 5. When the connection no longer feels safe or peaceful. Let's get real. Love is not supposed to feel like anxiety. You shouldn't be waking up wondering where you stand, crying more than you smile, or constantly questioning your worth in someone's life. If the relationship feels like walking on eggshells, if you have to shrink yourself to be accepted, if your spirit feels heavy after every conversation, then it's time to stop talking and start healing. Your silence here isn't about teaching him a lesson. It's about teaching yourself that you deserve peace. It's about saying, this space is no longer healthy for me, so I'm removing my presence entirely. Sometimes we don't need closure from them. We just need space to hear ourselves again. And while you're silent, this is your time to pour into you. Journal. Meditate. Start showing up for your life again. Because silence is not just about removing someone. It's about returning to yourself. Your voice still matters. It just needs to be heard by the right people, including you. What silence actually does. Silence isn't about ghosting or being cold, it's about creating a sacred space for yourself. When you stop talking, you start hearing you. You get clarity. You see things for what they are, not what you hoped they'd be. And most importantly, you break the cycle. You stop explaining yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. Remember, peace is more important than proving a point. And not everyone deserves access to your emotions. How to stay silent without feeling guilty. It might feel unnatural at first, especially if you're someone who always wants to fix, explain, make it make sense. But here's a mindset shift. You're not being rude. You're protecting your peace. You're not giving up. You're letting go. You don't owe closure to someone who closed the door on you emotionally a long time ago. So, darling, if you're in that space where you're not sure if you should keep explaining or just fall silent, let this be your sign. Sometimes silence isn't the absence of love. It's the beginning of self-love. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Have you ever had to choose silence over words? Let's talk about it. You're not alone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with another woman who needs this reminder. For every woman EXO.